that whatever I see is smiling at me. Love is who I am. Hello there, everyone, and welcome. I have a special surprise for all of you. So here is the deal. Last week, it was on Beloved Venus Day, which I call Venus Fridays, right? I did this beautiful Beloved, kind of like a shortened version of reading and attunement with 3 choices. And this week, I thought, why not do it on YouTube for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, but also with the idea that more people can see the video this way. You can see how I tune into the magic and the flow. And we're going to, through this session, which I've prepared a beautiful sacred space here for all of us, we're going to receive messages for Illumined Union. This does not mean that, you know, anyone else who does not feel they somehow align with this path cannot receive messages, okay? So please understand that wherever you are in your path is beautiful. Everything that evolves around love, when the essence of any partnership that you have within yourself through the reflection of your source or self-love and the love you have for others and in your sacred partnerships, please know that there is no striving for or competition here in the terms, you know, of divine union, of illumined union. This simply means that, you know, as much as the horizontal, vertical alignment you have created in reality through the soul template building. So if you have created an illumined template, as much as the horizontal alignment will reflect that, which means that like the higher up you go in terms of evolution and expansion of your soul, the more your horizontal level will also reflect that, because that's what building these templates is about. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about the cosmic orgasm and a deepened meaning of this path and what it means for the journey of the beloveds who are within the illumined template, who are a part of the illumined twin soul journey. So if you stay connected with that video, I do invite you, because there's messages coming through that were channeled in that video. But today we're going to have this beautiful session, something different. This can, you know, kind of like relates also to the What's Your Illumined Purpose video I did a while ago, which were messages for your own purpose within a bigger scheme of things, okay? So the messages coming through were very spontaneous and channeled, but in that video, I kind of like prepared the cards and I took this whole session with spirit so that I wouldn't do it all at once. But in this video, I'm gonna do everything through direct flow, okay? So this is very much similar like I did on Instagram. The videos on Instagram were more spontaneous. They're kind of like non-expected. They're very much like when something just pulls me and calls me. They're very much in the flow, but they're also kind of like, you know, more playful on that note. So there's a different energy there if you will tune into those messages, or if you already are. So also, as in a part of the cosmic orgasm, there is something that I recently was working on quite intensely, and it is actually the Cosmic Orgasm for Illumination course, which accompanies the Cosmic Dance for the Galactic Human. Both of these courses were actually created in a way together, although they did not come simultaneously into their creation. I had to master some other things and techniques before through spirit cultivation. So you can get now these courses on my page, and I'll explain more in the next video, which will be exactly about this, how this template building for Illumined Union can occur through this cosmic orgasm journey, and what this actually is, what is the meaning, what's the purpose, how to use it, you know, how to cultivate through life force. So the dance course was more about the cultivation journey, especially through the sacredness of devotional dancing, which is a free flow dancing, because as you know, part of our ascension means we have to build the template for flow, because these ascension waves and energies require us to deepen our flow within our bodies, or our bodies can't receive that fluently as well. So things like yoga and dancing, which have dancing techniques which are basically you know, like restricted to certain movements, that's more constructed. It's basically very organic, so that you're really dancing through the flow of life force. Things like Tai Chi, all of these things deeply relate to building that flow. So yeah, you can check more about that in the next video where I'm going to share the journey for this. But I also want to tell you that all of my courses are created that you can get to different levels. And the more courses you also get sometimes with packages, the more discounted the energy exchange will also be. So you have, I want to tell you also have these options. So I want to start with the reading, so we won't go too much into the, like all these other stuff, so that our space can be beautiful without anything else. Want to just have this beautiful intention and invite you all to join me in that intention, because whenever you join, this is a timeless video, this is an eternal video, messages are for you. So even if it's many years after, it doesn't matter if the video is still on for some reason, okay? So I want to introduce you to some of my companions that are with us today. This is a rose quartz unicorn I got, and now we have a selenite candle, and we have my own chandelier, which I built from the crystals from the Alpine Crystal Cave, where I sometimes go to, and pick these beautiful crystals, which you can also get on my page. It's beautiful because people who receive these crystals were always so amazed at the energy and the light, and I'm surprised. I'm really in awe. So anyway, I also want to show you, I have this beautiful cloth I just got recently. It's, I don't know, it's just so silky, it's not from silk, but it's just beautiful. And I really wanted to have this sacred space which reflects the beauty of the sacred rose, okay? My clothes as well. So why? Okay, why is this so? The first thing I need to share here is that just last weekend, I was really deeply in the channeling mode, and all of a sudden, I had this vision to create these personal oracles about the sacred rose. And I channeled messages from Mary Magdalene, and this mini oracle was created, which I will use today, as well as the other oracles I have that I created for the tuning into the beloved essence. And just a few days before, I think, I got this messages from your beloved oracle as well. So I'm going to show you all of these when we do the preparatory work, as well as my devotional words that are keywords for the beloved union. Okay, so yeah, what else is with us today? These two beautiful yin yang stones. I gotta really show them. Compliments to my beautiful painter mother who does all this work. You can see mandalas. This is a different angle I'm recording from today. I hope you like it. I have a whole table, and I need it today, right? Because I didn't prepare the cards before. So these are just beautiful. She did this for me. This is like a yin yang twin. Sorry, I'm holding it the wrong way. It's like this, the heart shaped. And this one, right? This one is very much about the creation, because it's like orange, deep orange, pink, and turquoise, which are all colors of creativity, passion. So they are all with us today. And for each, as always, there will be 3 choices. For each choice, I will pull all the oracles. I've conjured up everything in my disposal. We will be calling for the energy of the sacred rose. We already are. Calling for the assistance of Mary Magdalene. I also have her oracle here. She will be with us as well. So all of these messages will be coming live for each of the choices, okay? So before I start with the choices and give you your options that you can choose from, I will show you my oracles. Okay, the first beloved oracle I was creating was, I put it in this bag. I know, sorry. It's not a bag, it's a little container. And someone sent it to me once, okay? I didn't eat the chocolates because I'm vegan, but I kept the beautiful thingy. And it just reminded me of the cosmic heart essence, which is this magenta pink, the color also of the soul star and the radiance. So it's like the cosmic heart, which expands, like super expands, and it feels like her angelic wings. So one day I just saw myself writing these devotional words for union, because illumined union is all about that devotion. So it's beings who have already done that path within themselves, and they come together for a higher purpose, which is a purpose like, one example is Joshua and Magdalene, when they were a part of their union, and what they had to do was a very sacred mission, which, elements and aspects of it, the majority of us still don't understand. It was that broad, and aspects of that mission were only known to them. And we as human beings at this time, at this day and age, we're just slowly starting to grasp on that. And for those of you who don't know yet, I've channeled, a while ago, not that long ago, a gateway, which is an hour-long gateway of avatars of illumined union, and is on my beloved section of the page. and it talks about this day and age. How does this day and age relate through the journey of the Lumen Union to what was shared and seeded through the mission of Joshua and Magdalene? So it's a beautiful gateway, which you can get on my page. But yeah, it's very important that the sacred rose essence is really coming strongly this year, especially because this is the year, as I've shared from the very beginning when we started the year, of the sacred feminine principle of life coming into our embodiment. So we're opening up like beautiful lotus flowers and vessels. So I wanted to really work with rose. And recently, I think everything I pick up, every item or piece of clothing, which is like I'm very selective of everything in my vibrational space, what I'm letting in, and this is a part of that devotion. So it's all about the rose and color of soft pink and gold rose. Also this gold rose being the color that's very popular nowadays. All of a sudden we have this color, right? iPhones, and so this color is also a frequency of this golden rose flame of the feminine Christ. Okay, so if it's gold, which is more the masculine Christ, and we have the rose gold, which is the feminine Christ. Okay, so one of these days, a while ago, I just saw myself writing these devotional words. So it came to be because I had these little notes that were golden in color. I've chosen these golden pads, and I've been writing devotional words that I felt most apply to the journey of beloved union. And since the number for Lumen Union for my life journey was always 27, which, when I read certain scriptures and things, the 27 always added up to the frequency of the galactic pulse. Many things like that. It's the 27th also degree we're now in, which is the alignment with the galactic core and all of that. So I kept getting this number and as a degree, as a sign that this synthesis is being conjured up and it's happening behind the scenes. So that number, which speaks to me with such reverence, and whenever I see it, I go like, oh, 27 again. So I built all of these tools a lot of times around the sacred number 27. If you don't know, I have 27 channeled beloved paintings. Well, I'm not really a painter. It's like a childlike more style, but the frequency of it, okay, denotes this journey of what cosmic beloveds in terms, in many different realms of their experiences and multidimensional essence of things, what are all of these different frequencies that they can embody and how they channel their love through. So this oracle is presented, it's not yet an oracle, maybe one day, but it's, in a way, it is an oracle. It's a walk through this tool of divination. You can see a video about it, and it's also in my beloved section of the page. So we're gonna do these, okay, the golden tabs with these sacred words on it, and I usually always use them in threes. Everything I do in threes. And then we're gonna choose for you one of these, which are messages of the beloved. Okay, suddenly I was guided to one evening to do these hearts, and this was, I couldn't sleep, so I just started doing them. And I wrote these messages, like messages that you are always sending back and forth. They're part of your union within your illumined twin soul. Okay, so this is the vertical alignment that always speaks to you and that you can somehow attune to in your reality in this horizontal alignment. So the next step I was guided to take, all of a sudden I put these symbols on it in the back. And we're going to walk through these symbols as well. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. So this is, again, it's a timeless video, so it's important to share this. And the last oracle that came to be, this was just last weekend, I just couldn't stop doing it. I saw like a circular vision of this oracle, again in rose gold and dark red, which is the Magdalene's frequency of this sacred blood and understanding of the mystery of the blood and the mystery of the Holy Grail, which is the embodiment of Holy Spirit in form, which is us becoming these vessels for this light of Holy Spirit and deep union. So illumined unions in truth are unions where the two can co-create with or through the light of Holy Spirit, or also they connect to the aspect of source called the Shekinah. You can read a lot about that on my page. So I saw these oracles and they all have a rose, okay? I had to do hand draw them on each of these cards. And I think there's 22 of these messages. That's how many came up with this paper. So I was coloring them in gold, okay? So you see the messages are like this. Oh, not allowing you to see it. And then I wrote the messages down, what she wanted to convey to me. And it was basically messages that denote this path of this deep devotion between two beings who are on a higher mission calling. And again, when I say higher, doesn't mean it's better than any other mission. It just deals with aspects of life that don't concern just you and your partnership, but a much broader picture of life and what's happening here in our ascension journey. So yeah, I want to walk you through these symbols first, okay? And then we're going to start with your messages. So let's see where we're going to begin. Okay, so this is, do you recognize this symbol? These symbols are very simple. And I didn't look at which message they fall to, right? I was just like automatically putting them down as they came. This is the Hamsa. That's like a hand of divine destiny symbol. And what does this relate to a divine union? Because it is basically in the higher hands of divine will. That's why it's important. Okay, here is, it looks like a letter U, but this symbol is about the Holy Cup, the Holy Grail, becoming the vessel embodiment and holy union. Then we have the snake, the serpent, which is about the Kundalini life force and the life force mastery, the Tantrika essence. We have this one, sacred fire, the three-folded flame, which is ignited in these unions. Here we have the angelic wings, right? These unions are basically, they're like celestial. And we have the one infinity symbol, right? The flow that you create within your own union, your infinite self. And then we have the intertwined infinity symbols, which relate to the cosmic entanglement, which is basically the tantric coming together within two who have created within their own union. This is the threefolded nature of life, okay? The Trinity principle and everything. Then we have, what is this? Vesica Pisces, again, the sign of union. Two interlocking circles which are fully one and individual at their very core, but yet they're also connect. And with that interconnected space, they create a space for new creation. What is this? This is the Christed heart, the heart of the Holy One, the heart of the illumined being. And we have this symbol. This is for DNA. This is when you are in this union, your DNA starts to get illumined as well, okay? Then we have the all-seeing eye, because again, like I said, this is a higher vision that is required in this path. And we're going to look at the symbol, which you get as well with the message. We have this star, a five-pointed star. It's the Venus, symbol for Venus. Venus is important because Venus does connect us with our earthly realm, how we experience love on earth. Then we have the Star of David, the Merkaba. Again, two intertwining opposing triangles which meet, another sign of union. A triangle, triangulation, how you built everything. This is a sign of the two creating the third energy. And everything basically is created, especially in orgasmic union, through the triangulation energy in principle when there's a lock-in happening. And it's all explained in the course. So this is the womb. It has this dot within it because the womb is the force through which all life is conjured up. So the creative force now within women is moving back to the state of the womb, so they understand this. And the knowing of the womb wisdom and holiness of it. This is the symbol for the holy breath, right? It's like a spiral in both directions, and it flows infinitely up and down, in and out, Holy Spirit. This is a sign for telepathic transmission, waves of energy, which is also between these beings. They're highly telepathic. This is a sign of, okay, this one, circle with the squares. It can be seen as many things. It can be elements. It can be the wheel, like the destined wheel. But it's also about the vertical quotient of light, which meets the horizontal quotient of light. Then we have the single spiral, which is the vortex, which is your personal vortex, your personal ascension vortex. And then we have two spirals that are actually opposing spirals, meaning because everything, even each galaxy has its counterpart, right? Everything in creation is built through these counterparts. We have the key of life, or Ankh, symbol 4, the key for the knowledge, Gnostic awareness, and the key of life. This is not a symbol for Euro. Euro has two lines. It is the E for Elohim. This is like the family of light who have created the seed of life and the primordial essence, which we're now stepping into in these illumined unions. Now we have two different circles, different hearts as you can see, this one, which is like the vertical hearts coming together. This is the opposition. This is the counterparts. And the counterparts in spirit. And this represents partnership in the horizontal. This is a more tangible love partnership. This is the two opposing A's. You can see that as the divine masculine and divine feminine. I always got this symbol for Aurea, Aureon, which is my own illumined twin soul union. And finally, at last, a circle with a dot in between, which is a symbol for pure creation. Circle, completion. Okay, so now we have all these oracles. And where we're now at this time, we will start with the reading. I'll show you your choices, okay, in a moment. So I was guided to work with the hearts, of course, because this is a message about unions, and what better way to represent this than with the heart. We have, first choice will be the red heart. This is number 1 if you're number 1. Second choice is a golden heart. I don't know their names, sorry. And the third choice is rose quartz, pink heart. So tune in with your heart, what feels calls you the most at this time. It's not about how they look, right? It's about how you feel when you look at them. Maybe with some of them, you get like a heart pulse or something, and you just feel, oh yeah, that's for me. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna shuffle the messages about Illumined Union. And you can begin by taking a few deep breaths, because this is not just like, okay, I'm gonna channel messages. No, this is you also contributing with your energy. So each time you might tune in, you get different messages here, because you are a co-creator of everything. And the magic does not lie outside of you. You know, these tools are magical for me because they came from within me. Therefore, for me, they represent the highest aspect of magic when I do them. They're channeled from me. And I like to use other oracles as well. But still, when I do my own things, I know exactly what they're about, because my consciousness created them and they flew out of me through my being. Okay? Okay, so we did that. Good. All is prepared. Are you ready? So now let's take this candle for a moment. Focus on the flame. And let us simply have the intention that the two intertwining infinity symbols come as a formation of light into this reading, into this transmission through love. That the messages you receive are always for your highest purpose, alignment, and value at this time, something that most contributes to your journey, which is the highest aspect of what you're here to embody. So not just what you wish to receive or what you want to hear, but what you need to hear at this time that serves your expansion into the realms of illumination at the highest level. So we will begin by each choice, and we're going to start with the red heart. The first thing I will do is I'll pull from this, it's like an oracle jar where I keep these angelic messages. And this will be kind of like an overview, angelic guidance, what is important for you and your union. So the focus is the two intertwining infinity symbols. This is a symbol for the tantric twin. And like I said, when people talk about twin flames, not all is at the level of this highest luminous state in the tantric twin. This is two beings who have fully embodied their liquid light, their crested essence, and they're here to devote their lives to a higher purpose. But even though, you're getting messages anyway. Okay, so number 1, your focus word at this time from the angelic realm is, hope you can see it. Not so much. Okay, there we go. It doesn't want to zoom in, but the word is release. Okay, and now what I'll do is I'll pull these for you, right? And I'll tell you the overall message that came through. And I hope you are having fun in the meantime, that you're in tune by listening to some beautiful, beloved music or something. Yeah? That you have. I'm not doing it due to copyrights, you know. It's not the best. So we're going to do from my oracles first, and then we're going to move into other oracles, okay? Okay, so your key word is release, and I would like you to ask you a question at this time, which is, what does release mean to you in this moment? And in this card, there's like a bus or a vehicle going, and it's like moving away. And it's like everyone went with the bus, but this little angel was left out. And he's like, hey, what about me, right? And sometimes we have this feeling, well, I'm supposed to catch this bus, right? And maybe not, okay? We're going to see how this message relates to the overall message, but I don't know, for some reason it doesn't. There you go. Release. I hope you saw the bus. Now we're going to do your devotional words. Okay. Your key words for your beloved union are magnetic, destiny. Have you seen the first one? I'm not sure you have. Magnetic, destiny, and sensual. Okay? I'm going to see how this fits in. Now we have message from your beloved with the symbol of the Sacred Heart, the Christed Heart, that is ablaze with the illuminating flames. And the message is, it's time to let go of our old lives to create a new one together. Wow, isn't that beautiful how it goes together with the release message? I'm always laughing because Spirit is so accurate. Now we're going to have your Sacred Rose message with the messages from Magdalene channeled for, specifically for the journey of illumined union. I'm going to show you how they look. All golden. And the message is, through my beloved, I stand the test of time. Every initiation of spirit is now mine. Okay? I'll tell you later what she was telling me through these messages. Okay? Now we're going to pull soulmate cards. I'm going to do another message for you from this box. Looks like this. And the message is, I feel you forever in my heart. You are in my thoughts and in the air I breathe. You are a jewel, a sparkling diamond. Your heart is like a great ocean of love. Thank you. And we're going to do your Magdalene's message. From the Magdalene Oracle, right? By Tony Carmine Salerno. I love his work. His artwork is just so precise. So beautiful. Okay, let's see. Intimacy. That's your message. See, the bigger picture is starting to come together very soon. What we're going to use next is the Heart Tarot. And we're going to focus more on the images than, let's say, traditional tarot card meanings, things like that. Sorry, I haven't put them out of the box yet. I was just so eager to start up with the video. Ooh, the cards are eager too a little bit. Okay. Ooh, okay, this one to push through. You see how that happens. The Two of Wands. Do you see? What's this being doing? What does it remind you of at this time in your life? The Two of Wands. You're gonna get the bigger picture very soon. Are you excited? You're like, oh, come on. I know, be patient. Where to put these cards now? I have to go and do a little differently now to create space for us. These messages. And we're going to do from the Romance Angels as well. These are probably the most used cards on YouTube and so popular. I'm going to do one here as well. Should we do the automatic shuffle, which is like the card? Oh, yep. New love. I didn't even have to ask. It just said, Spirit said, do the automatic shuffle. My favorite. And the last message will be for you from the True Love cards. I love this oracle so much. The messages are beautiful, and especially with the swans. I think it's also quite popular. By Belinda Grace. I won't repeat that, so you can just pause the video to see. Okay, let's do it like this time. And inner peace. Can you see it? I hope so. Good. So these are your oracles. And the next thing I want to do as well is here in this beautiful heart, I have corals. And in my last Instagram, very spontaneous video, I basically aligned all of these corals that I have. They were mostly gifted to me because I don't live next to an ocean, but they felt like they're creating a beautiful space, right, for this heart of the beloved. You get this one. Okay, now let's just take a moment, breathe in, and I'll be here with your message. So let's start with your messages, okay? So first you have release. Through the release, like I said, there might be a feeling right now in your life that you have somehow missed something, like this angel is missing the bus. But there's nothing in life that we can actually miss. So here with the magnetic destiny, which is the sensual potential that is revealed to you through the intimacy. And the intimacy is first, as you can see, this naked woman, the goddess, is like the journey of self-exploration and getting to know who you are, what your body is like, because the light that we are as a soul being is directly coming through our bodies, but we're not always aware of that. And a lot of times we feel we are something, or we're meant to do something, or we're meant to be a part of something through the mental reality or the mental realm, and we build up these stories about ourselves that are not always true. So the message of this heart is passion. This deep red is the color of Mary Magdalene, and this red also has tones of brown in it, like the grounding core. And I feel you're somehow with this feeling like you're supposed to be a part of something that maybe is not a part of you at this time. Maybe it's not your ultimate. Maybe this is not, if you are in a relationship, your destined partnership. So you are being pulled, as you can see, in two different directions. Like you're going like this at the moment. But like this master of this art, he's still always in his center. He's always locked in this what is his, the art of his embodiment that he has already mastered. Okay, so with this magnetic destiny, which is sensual, it means that you're getting to know yourself as the beloved through the intimacy you are starting to embrace more in your life. So your beloved is letting you know that it is time to let go of old lives to create a new one together, and you do have new love. Okay, which means that if you were in a relationship, your beloved is letting you know that there is more to what you somehow perceive life to be at this time. You are definitely on this path of illumined union. You have the illumined Christed heart here. But in a way, it feels sometimes that you're just beginning with certain aspects that are just starting to awaken within you, which through this magnetic nature and the sensual, this is very much similar, because through the sensualization of our bodies, right, with this one, we're getting to know the deeper essence of who we are. Let's say you've been doing certain things in your life all the time, and they became sort of like a routine, and you thought this is what your life is about, or this is the relationship that is about, but you haven't explored the full potential. Okay, so let's say you were mastering this art of something. There was a very deep practice that got you to a certain level of understanding, but it's not perhaps the ultimate that your path is going to lead you towards, which also means that when we have relationships that are preparing us for this, right, this illumined heart of the Christ, which we all like to talk about, but it is a whole different thing to actually, embody this. So you're kind of being shown that, between these two options, there might be a third one, which you can't see yet because you're so focused on what you're doing here with this art. And the Two of Wands at the higher level also represents a spiritual partnership, because it is a two of fire, right? So two flames. It can be a message of the twin soul polarity playing out. So in your life, it feels like there's something you are to release in order to step into this higher understanding. So you've missed your bus. It means it wasn't your bus in the first place. So this, what is destined for you, is going to start revealing itself to you through this sensual magic. So let's say you thought your life was a certain way, but you haven't activated the deeper magic of reality. Okay, this isn't like, okay, this is it, right? This is all I know. But there's so much practice that is revealed to us when we let go of what we think is the only thing or the only way. And this intimacy, right? What does this card sort of represent for you in this moment? And maybe perhaps in a relationship you currently had or just gone through, or maybe even someone you can't forget or can't seem to stop thinking about, is that it taught you about how to really pull within yourself. Because a lot of times when people have these relationships that felt like they're more disappointing, they're not providing them with everything they need, but then in fact they're helping them to turn more and more within themselves. So this is where the true beloved magic is taking place. And your beloved is saying to you, I feel you forever in my heart. You are in my thoughts and in the air I breathe. You are a jewel, a sparkling diamond. Your heart is like a great ocean of love. Thank you. So this is how you're supposed to feel. In illumined union, there's no games, there's no mask, there's no duality games playing out. If there's something that comes up for a lot of these people who are coming together, in most cases, it's also because they have somehow absorbed something from the environment they're in. And it's not always a part of their own energy. So it's like toxic energies they're a part of. So when you are a part of relationships that, you know, these people maybe haven't embodied the frequency that at the essence level you're here to embody, it felt like you didn't feel as peaceful within yourself. So how you recognize your true beloved, your true reflection or mirror, is feeling with them like you feel when you're truly like alone in your space, like that your vertical truly represented is fully represented through the horizontal embodiment, which is this life reality is no different than what you feel is true in spirit. um, and it says I am enough journal. So this, in a way, right, you are really learning to accept yourself, your body. Perhaps you're being pulled into sensual practices like sensual yoga. I talk about tantric yoga and womb yoga. There's a lot about that in my course on cosmic orgasm. This does relate with this as well, especially because it is a red heart. Red is the passion, and red is the tuning into the chalice, the blood. When you're a woman, understanding your blood cycles, understanding your menstrual cycles, and really knowing that the sensual journey is a journey of exploration, and things can't really be mental in this union. Okay, it's like sometimes we're trying to rationalize things because there's certain signs there, but signs in each moment just means, okay, you're here, this is meant for you in this moment, and life pushes you forward, and what people call the universe gives you these messages or symbols is there because it's meant to move you, it's meant to move your energy. But when it feels like the bus was missed, right? It's like something went away from you, was pulled from you, was there for a reason. And sometimes we try to rationalize and say, well, you know, but maybe if I do this and that and I chase around and I'm going to catch this bus in the next stop. And it's almost like we're trying to cheat reality in our own way. And it's a mental game. And then we start playing these games within ourselves. We're no longer present in this inner peace template, okay? So this is how you're supposed to feel. And the Magdalens or the Sacred Rose messages, through my beloved, I stand the test of time. Every initiation of spirit is now mine, which means that if you've gone through a relationship recently and something didn't make sense, or you thought this was the person for you, but maybe it wasn't, or you're still alone, you're still single in a way that you're waiting for something and it didn't make sense, the message is you went through these initiations. This was the first part of this journey because you have this embodiment of the sacred flame of Christ. But you're currently at the level when you're releasing something that no longer fits this template. If it doesn't fit in, you can't make it fit in if it's not. It's like being pulled in two directions means that why are you being pulled in the first place? The true alignment is it's always benevolent in the way the divine neutrality is there, that there's this beautiful sense of peace and equilibrium, which is, you know, what guides you basically to embrace this journey of new love. That's for you. So the coral, okay, I'm going to show you. The squirrel feels a little rugged in a way. It feels like something that you're still meant to mold a little bit, okay? Feels like it has a few edges, or it's not like in this perfected state. So there's also a message coming through that the ultimate, the partnership you truly desire within this illumination might not be perfect in the way maybe we imagine with our minds, but it's perfect in the sense of not how it looks or how it comes to you, but in the way it makes you feel, this inner peace. So at this time, you're really guided to withdraw within your space. Sometimes this even denotes a withdrawal from, let's say, toxic relationships, something that's not for you, basically. Something that feels like, if it's a feeling in any way, even if it's not a partnership, but this is a partnership-based reading because it's messages of the beloved and illumined union. If it feels like it's anyway causing distortion and confusion within you, and you feel there's a lot of negative emotions coming up, and people are always saying, yeah, because I need to release them and I need to release them. Well, a lot of times these emotions are there not because you have something to release, but because you're not being authentic with yourself, and you're continuously pursuing something that gives you a spark that, you know, ignites these emotions, like you're always sad and disappointed. And it's not necessarily about you. It's perhaps because something is not authentic and aligned with you. So you keep telling yourself a story. Yeah, but I meant to get this, and I meant to clear and these emotions. And I'm just, yes, it does in a way cause your development to reach higher states of self embracing, self compassion, and self forgiveness. But at a certain point, this also means you got to move into a state of self realization. And this is what this being is doing. She has decided that she's one with all of these things, and she's going to focus on her own journey of union, and she's enjoying herself. So for you to have this new love at first is, I feel this is a new love for yourself, because you do have this intimacy here, and then you can share it in the sacred partnership because you have become deeply intimate within yourself, right? So perhaps at this time you feel like you're going through a maze or a labyrinth, or you're going through these initiations, or you're being pulled in different directions, or being tugged in a way. But this is not separate from the journey of union. It is all about that when you realize that these triggers will help you to release something on your path. Okay. Sorry. So we're going to release those messages. We're going to release them back in the ethers. And we're going to start with new ones. So I'm going to keep these aside, so we're not going to have double messages. So that each one will be fully unique. That's what we want here. The second one is the golden heart. You can look at the heart a little bit more. Maybe it tells you that it is for you if you still haven't decided. So the golden heart. Going to the messages. The first one will be your power word. What is the essence at this time for you? And it is gratitude. See, this angel is opening up, arms wide to the, it's like a landscape with the sun, and it's like opening to new beauty. Now we're going to do 3 devotional words for you. Okay, 2 came together, and acting, and the message from your beloved. Cool. Now, oracles. I'm just doing it very automatically. We're going to do this one like we did before. I feel like it. It's a deck that just wants to be messy. Sometimes it comes like this, sometimes not. If not, then I pull. But spirit pulls anyway. It's me. Because everything is of spirit. Truly, spirit born. Okay, let's do like this. Okay. And Magdalene. Maybe she wants to be a little wild today. Like this. No? Magdalene's peaceful today. Okay. Good. So, okay, we're going to move these away. And love it message. Good. We have all your messages, I believe. Let us begin. So you have gratitude. Your devotional words are, ooh, first one jumped, must mean it's important. Poetry. It's very important to write. Touch. And life pulse. The message from your beloved is, we know each other and always recognize who we are. You see, oops, I created them like in these clouds, right? So it's like someone is literally speaking, like in, you know, in comic books, they have these clouds or drawing things. Yeah, and your symbol is the divine masculine and feminine meeting, coming together. Your Magdalene's message is, the harder the mission, the longer the hold, but there is no time, it all perfectly unfolds. That's a big one. And from the beloved soulmate cards, my love is like an ocean, forever longing for your shore. You are an eternal ocean of love. I close my eyes and my heart is filled with rose quartz light. Yeah, I have a rose quartz wand here as well. So conjuring a little magic for you. See your messages. So we have tarot, you have the world, two lovers. This is my favorite card in this deck. I really love this one. I think I shared it on Instagram once. Let go of control issues. Magdalene says the secret. It's beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen this card. Maybe not as up close. It's like this face. And the divine feminine. Yeah. This is really cool, right? It's like the same. Okay. So, what is true for you? So, the poetry, touch, and life pulse are your three devotional words for how to, deeply devote to this illumined union, for the beloved union that's meant to occur within the illumined Christ, the flame, the feminine and masculine Christ coming together, which you do have here. So you also have this journey of coming together. The gratitude message is that for you now to be in this higher vibratory state is the crucial, most crucial, important thing. To be in the state of not focusing so much on how and what's unfolding for you. You're probably one of the people most often here in this scenario that maybe were alone. Like majority of you were like alone. You did not choose to be in partnerships, even if they were not like serious relationships, because you already knew, you felt like very strongly, yes, I'm on this path. This is like the world card, but it looks like the lovers card. So it's like the world and the lovers at the same time. There's a word here. Yeah, l'amour, romantique. So yeah, it's like the only thing that's still coming up is like releasing, right? Letting go of control issues, because you have in a way been going through this, right? Your mission is very wide in a way, right? You have the golden heart, which is illumination. And therefore, your mission is designed with certain things where you can't compare yourself with other people. Why you've had to go through maybe intense hardships. Why you had to go through certain lessons that you said, well, other people are not experiencing that. Why me? Well, why not you? It's because your journey was designed to bring in, let's say, an even more refined frequency. Again, it's not like higher, lower, less, and more important. But it's about that you're really here on a quest, and this quest, maybe in this physical stream of life reality at this time, might feel like it doesn't really make perfect sense. Why, right? And you might often ask yourself, why me? But this message of love being an ocean, forever longing for your shore. You are an eternal ocean of love. There's a longing, there's a deep longing within you, and your mission right now is just to keep that longing flowing, because the longing is not bad in itself. It's what connects you with this vertical pillar of light, which does bring you the inner masculine if you're a woman, and vice versa. So keeping that frequency ongoing in this physical realm, how you bring it through is through singing about it, painting, poetry, all this, which is an artistic expression. So I feel like you yourself can channel messages for yourself of your union and write them down. And maybe you're gonna, I don't know, be guided to do the same thing. Create an oracle for yourself. Like maybe messages you receive most often. And then just randomly when you're called or guided to pull something for you when you have this feeling of, I'm not getting it, right? Because this will instantly help you to not be in this firm grip of how and when it's meant to happen for you. Because sometimes there's bigger things in life that have their way, okay? So you're longing in a way for this touch. You're longing for the physical expression of love, which you felt maybe in your life was more elusive. It eluded you more like other people. But when others were having their fun and entertainment and things like that, you really focused on building this inner light quotient for a lot of you here. Maybe it's not for everyone, but for those of you, because you have this mission message that it's like the most intense it feels, like you feel like, oh, it's so arduous and long, and why? And it says here that sometimes the harder the mission, the longer the hold. It's not like a hold that you're being prevented something or there's a delay, but it's like the higher up you go, right, the more aspects you have to, consider, the more aspects have to be considered. Like the lower down you go, it's like, the circle is less wide. So this is when the vertical can be represented in this, like the opposite translation into the horizontal. So it is there. You're always feeling this connection, and focus on that feeling, that you're always feeling it, because the feminine principle within you knows, right? And the secret is like, it's a mystical journey of Holy Spirit, which I've shared so many times before. This is a, right? It's a mystical path. And I feel like here, there's so many, you see, there's all these infinity symbols here throughout the woman's face. So she has acquired, this is in relation to this golden heart, a lot of wisdom. There's like this Om right here, the sign. But this wisdom, even though you have all this wisdom, your inner child, your divine being, your presence on earth is craving this, the touch, right? To feel things. And don't worry, because this touch will be translated, right? Right now you are in the life pulse mastery. Perhaps you're learning about the cultivation of the liquid light through life force mastery. I have a course which helps you with that. And right now, this is where you are. But the gratitude means like, you're embracing a higher, bigger picture of this journey, that what it is truly about. You see, again, you have the sun and this sun-filled heart. This heart, in a way, does look like, I've shared this picture once. I'm not sure you're going to see it, but this heart literally has a smiley face on it, 2 lines and a face, like, so it does have a smiley face. So it depends on which way you turn it, right? It feels like there's 2 sides of the same coin. Sometimes when you have gathered a lot of wisdom, you can become very serious about things, and you go into this, like this, or getting too skeptical about things, or thinking, well, this in my physical life, it's not going to happen. But Spirit wants to continuously remind you that sometimes you have to look at what's happening behind the scenes. There's a big smiley there for you. There's like, you're opening up to the sun. There's a smiley presence to say yes. That's a strong affirmation or confirmation of this love. I close my eyes and my heart is filled with rose quartz light. If you're working with rose quartz crystals, that's already there and it's beautiful for you. It's like softening your presence. You're softening yourself, because the secret means you have a lot of knowing within you, but you're not talking about it, perhaps. Maybe you're one of those quiet types when you just like quietly knowing your path and not necessarily sharing it with others, but at the same time, you're craving this touched connection. But you're feeling like, well, every time I do connect, people don't understand me. This is not about needing to be understood by other people. This is about understanding yourself and your mission so badly, which means so intensely, so deeply, that you know certain things are just for you. And on a playful note, on a more horizontal note, you can still play, you can still be with people, and not necessarily have the expectations of how it needs to be, that every relationship has to be deepest, most fulfilling, illumined one. It's like you already hold that state, and with each interaction you have, you're helping that to acquire that through you in a way. So your mission is to really come now, especially at this time, into this divine feminine. You're very fertile at this time. You're receiving a lot of knowledge. I know how this feels. I'm in this phase right now as well. You might feel like you're constantly receiving. There's just so much coming, and it feels like this hasn't been before, because it's the secret. These messages are new, in the way, the human body, how it perceives it. But the divine feminine, this frequency here, she has mastered both, right? She is upward focused, and she has all this abundance here on earth, and there's a beautiful connection. So her message, to simplify, like your beloved tells you, we know each other and always recognize who we are. That maybe you worry that it wouldn't come, or that you wouldn't recognize it, because so far nothing fit into that which was your ideal. Through your life force mastery and your deep knowing, your wisdom, you have come across, and maybe you are writing poetry about it, maybe you are channeling it through drawing, the frequency of the vertical, which will come into the destined partnership in the physical. But maybe you weren't always like sure how and when, you were like a little disappointed. So your coral is this one, and I call this coral the finger, because she does like this, right? You didn't get the bad finger, okay? You just got a finger, which I think is more like in this case is like this. It feels like you got a big thumbs up again. You got a little smiley there. You got a thumbs up, and the gratitude. It's like it's all happening. But like Magdalene says, through the sacred rose, there is no time. It all perfectly unfolds. So just trust the journey. This is already within you. And when it's about to be birthed, and this woman is preparing to birth, right? The moon is in that stage when it goes deeper and deeper, right? Becoming more and more D, moving towards the full moon. And she's simply having to focus on her growth, that her vertical will eventually birth the horizontal aspect of life. And she's in full awareness of it. So there you go. I hope you like that. Hope it made sense for you. And we're going to move on to number 3, last but not least. And again, I hope you didn't pick the stones by their size. So that one's the smallest. My heart is not that small. It's just the size of the stones. It has nothing to do, right, with the messages. Okay, number 3, you are this beautiful rose quartz. It's tiny, but the shape is so beautiful. It's rare to find such a thick-filled shape. I really love when I got this one. Carried it around a lot. It just always makes me feel so bubbly and nice, like my inner kid loves it. So let's do yours. First message. What is your current most important thing? Ooh, I like this one. Okay. We're going to do Magdalene, Sacred Rose. Have that. The beloved message. Now the oracles. To Magdalene. To romance. Ooh, maybe this one. She was like, take me. Okay, we take you. Okay, easy there, tiger. It's funny. You're like doing these oracles by yourself, and you feel like all these people around because you know they're gonna watch, so that's fun. Okay, did this, did that, the last ones, but not the least. There's more. Oh, well, 2 of them wanted to come. I can't cheat on that. See me shuffle. Okay. You got your messages. Are you ready? I am. The video is going to be super long again, but there you go. So your first keyword is, I've never gotten this one, but it's so important to me. Sisterhood, brotherhood. Yay. Oh, look at these 2 beings. I feel they're like beings from the High Council. They're like, you know, like very regal in their presence, very loving at the same time, caring for humanity. Your devotional words are, your devotional word is devotion. That's cool. Devotion, yin yang. See, it's not about the size of the stone. And breath. Wow. Breath of holy union. And you have the message that has which symbol? Can you guess? The sacred flame, sacred fire. Your beloved is saying to you, we are simultaneously exchanging messages and thinking about each other. Ooh, that's nice with the breath, right? When you're breathing, you can hear that. You can specifically really tune into that. And Magdalene's message for you is, the illumined partners must prepare and let the mission take them there as fully aware. Wow, no wonder, sisterhood, brotherhood. You're going to lead a group, I guess, of others. Your love message here is, love is the expression of God, Goddess flowing through you. Love is a sacred union, a great creative power which, through the merging of 2 souls, becomes an exploration of the divine. You have like really high messages. Out of all 3, you are, I guess, the most ready, or how to say this? Manifestation. Yeah, you're the most ready to manifest this. You have sunflowers, you have, you know, like it's ripe. Is the energy of harvest. Sunflowers usually grow when it's a time of harvest. You see this little bird, he's telling you those messages of the beloved. And you're like, oh, manifestation, this infinity symbol. You have birthed it because the woman has it within herself. And it's like this Kundalini snake has become her powerhouse, her center. So you are holding this frequency, you're able to birth everything from it. But you were preparing for a long time, maybe even. Like it says, the mission is taking you, and the illumined partners needs to prepare. Let the mission take you there as fully aware. And you are getting messages. And you're the one who's going to lead others probably because you have sisterhood, brotherhood. You're connected with a large group of souls, beings, 144,000 maybe. Little children. Yeah, you're here to create like offsprings of your union, which means you're ready to birth, which means there's like the ripples are going out of your work. You're already doing it. You have been doing it before you even met, or if you have met already, I don't know that. Healing family issues. I feel you're going to help others to move through their healing. You're going to be a shining light because it's like you see like this and others come to them, the little children. It's also about that. You're serving the little children of Gaia. And you have two messages which wanted to come through, which is the Knight of Pentacles, whatever that is for you. Nine of Pentacles, in terms of the traditional meaning, can be something that's physical and tangible, but it's taking a longer time to come. It's like a slowing frequency. You can see the legs, right? So slow. Is that a rhinoceros or something? It's like, oh, I'm slow. But it's coming because it was about a preparation, right? The partners must prepare, and their journey was that of devotion, yin yang, and breath. You were doing a lot, or you were guided, or you are guided at this time to do sacred breath work, to feel these messages that you are already sharing with each other, and you're already having a clear vision probably of the mission. Not all aspects come together until the partners meet, but it's there. And then you have strength. You had to hold a lot of that, right? In order for you to help others, it's like this pond, like the little children. There's like a pond and people who are still going through their murky waters of the shadow integration and this healing. This is not like healing family issues. This has nothing to do with the family. You know, a lot of people think, okay, we are here. Why are we here? Okay, we're here to clear certain aspects, to build a reality we like, to live peaceful lives, and then that's it. And then we die, move on, da da da. No, okay, the journey of illumined union specifically and journey of ascension is that of doing deep integration work that is multifaceted. It happens in many different dimensional spaces just as well. So it's so much beyond thinking that this is just to create a certain space for you, a space of clearing, space of positivity, which you will enjoy. This is beyond. Okay, you're enjoying. What about the others? What about the little children? This is your mission. Your calling has always been the sisterhood and brotherhood of light. Maybe you belong to the, like I do, to the White Brotherhood and the Council of Light. And maybe that's why you resonate with the messages or my videos. I don't know. I'm just saying these things out loud. This is a reading. So this is about you're birthing something now, okay? And whether you are together already or not, this is already taking place. This is already. But it's now feeling like the preparatory stage is letting you know why you had to go through certain things. It was all of preparation. It wasn't bad or because you don't deserve it, but you had to develop this strength. Isn't this like similar to the one, was it Samuel? No, what was what's that feeble with the hair, with the lock of hair? Not Solomon. Ugh, I forgot now the name. It's like she's like about to take off, right? She has a knife here, take off the hair and leave him vulnerable without his main asset, right? But I feel no, this is about your journey was about rediscovering this, your strength, your major gift. You are here to contribute at this time. But I'm also seeing now one of these words has jumped out at me, and it's humor. There's a reason why I saw it. Because a lot of what you're holding is very intense in terms of light frequency and understanding, but you had to also learn to have a more humorous approach, because what happens if someone does come and wants to take something away? You're not going to go like, no, this is mine, I've worked for it all my life. Like every master, you know, would go like, ha ha ha, you know, it's like laughing with this illumined Buddhic laugh, understanding that the power does not lie in the hair. It's or any other thing you would say, that's my power thing, my power symbol. But the union is your powerhouse. It is the union through which you're birthing this. And although it's coming slowly, it's happening because you have to stand in that light embodiment, which can be as a vessel helping others walk this journey. Come on, what's the name? I can't remember the one with the hair being cut off. Is it in the Bible? I probably don't know because I never read it for a reason. So this journey was strength. Strength is about going through immense transformation, and also it's 8. You have 2 8s here. No, here it's 11, but you know, in most tarot, I still don't know why they do this, but in most tarots it's number 8. That resonates more with me. And here is also an 8, which you're birthing this union within. So again, I'm going to read this one. Love is the expression of God, Goddess flowing through you. Love is a sacred union, a great creative power which through the merging of two souls becomes an exploration of the divine. So if the first message was like the feminine, the passion, the second was like the masculine Christ, this third one, the mini one, was like their birth. That's why I've chosen these stones like this. And I tell you right now at the end why this is so. So the little buddy is like you are already at the level of birthing. So I feel they're kind of going in consequential phases, stages, these readings as well, right? The first ones, the first group has still a lot of preparation to do, and they're still releasing maybe old partnerships, old commitments, ideas, or even false ideals. So there's the ultimate ideal that is the connection with our vertical self, the inner twin soul. You know, I know of my twin soul for many years, and I know his name. I know who he is in spirit. I know we're always in communion. I get a lot of channel messages. I will share them in the next video about the cosmic orgasm and the template building for Lumen Union. And a lot of people, they're looking for that as if it's outside of them and it's a person they somehow feel like they're currently resonating, but it's beyond that, okay? So you're the one who is birthing, okay? Like the stage 2 was very much at the apex point of like the first group was still going into their bodies, learning about themselves still. The second group had more advancement. It was like holding a lot of knowledge and understanding and, you know, doing that synthesis at that level. But this group is like, you are already doing it. You've maybe perhaps even already been doing it. And with the brotherhood, the sisterhood, you've been connecting. Maybe there's those of you who are already doing this work, you know, with certain people, or you are meant to in the near future. So love is the expression of God, Goddess flowing through you. You will be standing as, right? You will be standing like this, like two illumined beings, not just vertically. Love is a sacred union, a great creative power, right? Which through the merging of two souls becomes an exploration of the divine. So your merging will produce a higher service to the sisterhood and brotherhood of earth and even beyond. So your keywords are devotion, yin yang, and breath. And again, you are exchanging messages with your beloved. The flame, the sacred flame, is in a way the threefolded flame is the flame of birthing. You are perhaps getting now at this time acquainted with aspects of you that are birthing aspects, things, projects, but not like through physicality. Let's see which one you get. I'm gonna get 12 for you. Okay, this one. Doesn't want to zoom it. This one feels like very refined, okay? Also feels like all these lines that the coral has, it's like there was a lot of imprinted. There was a lot you were going through as a part of this journey, right? The second group had the preparation journey. You were getting messages and you're really tuning into how you already always been that connected. And it was, no, this one was about the preparation, sorry, as well. You have this message to prepare. So it's taking you through this synthesis now, like every line in your journey, everything that was there, it's like slowly starting to make sense, okay? And all these aspects here on earth, you can see them as extensions of you, extensions of love. And for me, the highest point of union, the union word just turned over, divine union, is that, you know, let's say you merge together. Okay, you're enjoying your beautiful life. You say, oh, I'm with my twin flame, or people now saying, the point is reunion for me to come into this full embodiment. For Lumen Union, that's not the goal. That's just a stage of preparation, so you can hold that level of light attunement and frequency embodiment, so you can be the vessel for this translation of pure spirit and this higher service, brotherhood and sisterhood of men and women on earth. And for you, you have that understanding. This is not just for you. That's why you're already doing the work. A lot of people are waiting. They're putting their lives on hold because they have not yet met the ultimate, let's say, destined life partner. But you've been doing it already. You were doing it. And all you need now is a lighter approach with the humor that was peeking at me when I was doing your reading. It turned over. It's like just a little lighter. It just needs to ease up because you're holding a lot of intensity. You have helped already a lot of people. moving through their journey. You've gained immense strength through that. I don't know, was it Samuel or something, the one with the hair? I mean, no. And yeah, you are aware of this. There's a lot of people who are still sometimes deeply, entrenched in the matrix system. And also there's a lot of those aspects that are being, they're being pulled up, they're awakening, and you're here for them. Whatever comes to you, you have orchestrated this. And it feels like it might be slower, but it's more steady and it's built on solid foundation. So I really love it how it was all the messages, all the groups were like aligned, right? One after the other, like stages of union. So the first is like really letting go of these old ideas, what this is about. That you can create this new template, new love. New love doesn't mean, okay, new person enters. It means a whole new aspect of what you believe about reality to be. A whole new way of seeing this, seeing union. It's all renewed for you. The second group had a lot of connection with deep knowledge and understanding, which sometimes, could make them feel a little separated from the rest, from the clan. It's like the quiet types, the introverts, holding a lot of awareness, but they're moving now in this more softening state, where the feminine is taking over in their life and letting them know it is reassured, it is there. Don't give up. Don't have this despair. And the third group is probably most advanced in the journey in terms of the work they have already done physically in their embodiment. And again, there is no comparison. Whenever you watch this, it is a timeless reading. I hope you enjoyed it. You can go on my Instagram page to see these oracles. I put them in a circle. I hope you enjoyed the symbols, the sacred words, whatever. My work is always coming at, with this approach of being unconditionally shared when I can. If I feel the gift wants to offer itself, if you ever feel you have received support in any way, you can offer gifts as well through supporting by yourself, to keeping this work going this way, to be shared unconditionally. And you can check out the courses. Like I said, whenever you take like a bigger package, there will be more discount, so you can enjoy that. How do I say this, even the word? That's like the minimum amount as I can offer, for the exchange is share there, because in the last orgasmic course, it's like a whole synthesis of my tantric knowledge is there. And it's a beautiful journey of orgasmic cultivation and creating everything in the reality and other usage of what truly cosmic orgasm is, and getting to know ourselves through this beautiful force of life. And yeah, that's it for today. That's all I think I want to share. I hope you enjoyed. I'm a little tired though. I hope that doesn't show too much. I did a lot of work lately with finishing all these courses, especially Mastery of Lumen Creation. That took a while. And I thought it was over, and then Spirit said, no, you got to do the cosmic orgasm too. You got to share this knowledge. It's like, okay, I know. It's not just for me. That's like the third group here. You don't do it just for you. You do it for the little children. Is not in a sense of belittling anyone else being your child. It's just, creation flows out from the core in many waves. And there's waves who feel right now on earth, they're very ancient, they're very old, they've been through, mass amount of journeys walked through. And there's waves that feel more new, and maybe they didn't have the chance to develop that deeply into certain aspects of themselves, metaphysically and of course physically, because it's both one. The inner represents the outer, as always. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you will check out my page and see the courses I offer, especially those on the illumined twin soul path. As you know, I do have a Cosmic Beloved course, which is an emphasis on meeting yourself through all of these different relationships and journeys. And it just keeps on spreading and expanding from that to basic course, further and further out into the depths of the illumined union path. Anyway, as always, with love, wisdom, and power, as happy Venus Friday day. I hope it gets out as soon as it's possible. And I'll see you soon with so much love.
Magical.